Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Carter Walton thought he finally had his future lined up the way he wanted it. Not just professionally, not just romantically, but in the deepest, most personal way possible. 4 months now, he's been quietly dreaming about becoming a father. Not in a vague someday kind of way, but in the real, immediate sense. He pictured bedtime stories, tiny shoes by the door, laughter filling his home, and a child calling him dad. It wasn't about legacy or ego. It was about love, about building something lasting, about creating a family of his own after years of feeling like he was always just standing on the sidelines of everyone else's happiness. And now, just when Carter thought that dream was finally within reach, it's starting to slip through his fingers. Daphne Rose came into his life like a breath of fresh air. She was warm, funny, grounded, and surprisingly vulnerable beneath her confident exterior. With her, Carter didn't feel like the endlessly dependable guy everyone leaned on. He felt chosen. He felt wanted. And as their relationship deepened, so did his hope that this could be it. That this could be the woman he would build a family with. But there are cracks forming in that beautiful picture, and they're growing wider by the day. Daphne has been carrying a secret that could change everything. A truth she's been terrified to share because she knows exactly what it might mean for Carter and for the future he so desperately wants. She's been struggling with infertility, and not in a vague, maybe it's possible kind of way, but in a way that feels painfully final. Doctor's appointments, test results, whispered fears, and quiet tears in the middle of the night have all led her to one heartbreaking realization. Having a biological child may not be something she can give Carter. For Daphne, this isn't just a medical issue. It's an emotional earthquake. She has always wanted to be a mother. She imagined carrying her own child, feeling those first kicks, holding her baby for the first time. Losing that dream feels like losing a part of herself. But now there's an even heavier weight on her heart. She's falling in love with a man who wants to be a father more than anything, and she doesn't know how to tell him that she might not be able to give him that. Every time Carter talks about kids, about family, about what their future could look like, Daphne smiles and nods, but inside she's breaking. She hears the hope in his voice, and it feels like a knife twisting deeper. How do you tell someone you love that the one thing they want most might never happen if they stay with you? Carter, meanwhile, has no idea that the woman he's falling for is carrying this kind of pain. All he knows is that Daphne has seemed distant lately. Quieter. More distracted. He's chalked it up to stress, to work, to the normal ups and downs of life. But he's starting to sense that something is wrong. There are moments when she looks at him with so much sadness it scares him. Moments when she pulls away just a little, as if she's trying not to get too close. And the more Carter starts talking about his dreams of fatherhood, the more Daphne starts to panic. This isn't just about whether or not she can get pregnant. It's about whether she deserves to be loved if she can't. It's about whether Carter will see her differently once he knows the truth. She worries that he'll try to be understanding, that he'll say all the right things. But deep down, she fears he'll resent her. Or worse, that he'll walk away to find someone who can give him the family he wants. That fear has started to change the way she behaves. She hesitates when Carter talks about the future. She avoids conversations about kids. She's even begun to subtly push him away, not because she doesn't love him, but because she loves him so much that she doesn't want to be the one to ruin his dreams. Carter notices. Of course he does. He's always been emotionally intuitive, especially with the people he cares about. He can feel that Daphne is holding something back. And it hurts him more than he wants to admit. He's been in relationships before where secrets and half-truths eventually destroyed everything. He promised himself he wouldn't go down that road again. So when Daphne dodges yet another question about where they're headed, Carter starts to push back. Gently at first, then with more urgency. He tells her how much he cares about her. How serious he is about them. How he's ready to build a life together. And when he talks about wanting kids, it's not casual. It's deeply personal. It's something he's been carrying for a long time. For Carter, becoming a father isn't just a desire. It's a calling. He grew up wanting to give a child the kind of stability and love he sometimes felt was missing in his own life. He wants to be the kind of dad who shows up, who listens, who never leaves. He wants to pass on not just his name, but his values, his heart, his sense of family. So when he talks about it, it's with a kind of quiet intensity that Daphne can't ignore. And that's when she realizes she can't keep pretending everything is fine. The truth is going to come out one way or another, and the longer she waits, the more it's going to hurt. But telling him feels impossible. What if he looks at her differently? What if all he sees is what she can't give him? What if this becomes the thing that defines their entire relationship? Daphne starts to spiral, replaying every conversation, every smile, every hopeful look Carter gives her when he mentions the future. She wonders if she's already wasting his time, if she's being selfish by holding on to him when she knows she might never be able to give him the family he dreams of. And Carter, on his side, starts to feel a growing sense of unease. He loves Daphne. He really does. But he's starting to feel like she's emotionally pulling away, and that terrifies him. He's been hurt before by people who couldn't or wouldn't fully commit. The last thing he wants is to fall deeply in love only to discover that they're not on the same page about something as huge as having children. The tension between them keeps building. Every shared moment feels charged with unspoken words. Every laugh is a little too forced. Every touch is a little too tentative. Eventually, something has to give. Daphne knows she can't keep running from this. So she finally starts to open up, at least a little. She tells Carter that she's been dealing with some health issues. That there's something she's afraid to talk about. Carter immediately goes into supportive mode, assuring her that whatever it is, they can handle it together. That's who he is. He doesn't run from problems. He faces them head-on. But that only makes it harder for Daphne, because now she's not just afraid of seems to freeze. She doesn't give him all the details right away, but she gives him enough to understand that having children might not be easy for her, and it might not be possible at all. Her voice shakes as she says it. Her eyes fill with tears she's been holding back for weeks. Carter is stunned. Not because he thinks less of her, but because he suddenly realizes how much pain she's been carrying alone. He reaches for her, wanting to comfort her, but he's also grappling with his own emotions. This is something he never expected to hear. It doesn't change how he feels about Daphne, but it does force him to confront the reality of what this could mean for his dream of becoming a father. And that's where everything gets complicated. Carter tries to be supportive. He tells her he cares about her, that he's there for her, that this doesn't change how much he wants to be with her. But there's a hesitation in his voice, just a slight one, and Daphne hears it. Of course she does. She's been afraid of this exact moment. She sees the conflict in his eyes, the love he feels for her battling with the future he's always imagined for himself. And that breaks her heart more than anything else could. Because now she knows. No matter how much Carter loves her, this will always be there between them. This question of whether their dreams are compatible. For Carter, this is the beginning of a painful reckoning. He doesn't want to walk away from Daphne. He's fallen hard for her. But he also doesn't want to give up on the idea of being a father. And he doesn't know how to reconcile those two things. Can he be happy with Daphne if they never have biological children? Would adoption or other options be enough? Or would he always feel like something is missing? These aren't questions he ever wanted to have to ask. And the fact that he has to ask them now makes him feel guilty, like he's somehow betraying Daphne just by thinking about it. But the truth is, dreams matter. And when two people's dreams don't line up, even love might not be enough to bridge that gap. Daphne, meanwhile, is bracing herself for heartbreak. She's preparing for the moment Carter decides that his dream of fatherhood is more important than their relationship. She tells herself she'll understand, that she'll let him go if that's what he needs. But the thought of losing him feels unbearable. So now they're both stuck in this painful in-between. They love each other, but they're facing a future filled with uncertainty and potential loss. Carter's daddy dream, the one he's held on to for so long, suddenly feels fragile, derailed even. And Daphne's infertility struggle is no longer just her burden. It's become the central challenge of their relationship. What happens next will change everything. Will Carter find a way to redefine what being a father means to him? Will Daphne find the courage to believe that she's enough, even if she can't have a child? Or will this heartbreaking truth pull them apart before they even get a real chance to fight for their love? One thing is certain. This story is far from over, and the choices they make now will echo through their lives in ways neither of them could ever have imagined. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.